In this video, you will learn about how to assemble the Urtopia Carbon 1 Pro. Unboxing.
They can't adjust the brakes and shift points if they can't lift it up. You know what I mean? You can't do it when it's upside down. It's very difficult. Just going to take some parts out and pull them aside. Because then they'll know how their brakes are doing and everything right off the bat. At the end of the season. How did your brakes do? How did your suspension do? How are the tires doing? Very nice. Very well packaged too. Very well packaged. The last thing you want is your bike damaged during shipping, you know? And I see it happen a lot. That's what I have to do. That spreads it out just enough so that that wheel clears. Otherwise it gets really hard to adjust. I think they're very good and they're standard on almost every electric bike. All assembly parts, okay? Instruction manual, your charger. We're just looking for the components. I like a through axle much better than a quick release. I just think it's sturdier, it's not going to come out, and I'm not removing my wheel. Take the fasteners out and put them in there. This is going to probably go in the back and through. Especially when you're with your family or something like that, kickstand really helps. It's looking good. Okay, that's going to hold our bike up for us. Now we can drop it down in. Right now I'm going to put it on the stand and we can put it all together really nice. Torque sensor would probably be inside of here, built into this bottom bracket bearing system. It's going to be a more realistic ride. It's going to change with the pressure that you're putting on the pedals. The more pressure you put on the pedals, the more motor you're going to get. I like torque sensing. I think it is more realistic. It's a smoother, more natural feel. When you built it, did the fork fall out? Oh, matter of fact, it did, but we put it in just like it came out. And that's really what's happened, is that they've lost the pieces rolled away somewhere. Or when they put it together, they have all the pieces, but they put it in the wrong order. And sometimes we can just fix it really easily. Sometimes we have to order a new headset to straighten it out. Okay. And they lock together with these notches. So they go together and lock together and not spin. Okay, very important. Then they lock down on this notch, making it seamless as one piece now. We're going to put the handlebars in, and they're either going to spin to the left or to the right and come up. You don't want to over tighten anything on your bike, just a little bit beyond snug is probably good. I'm feeling the tension on this turning as I'm tightening this, and I'm feeling for tension on it. Okay, when I feel that start to tighten up, that's enough. It's very easy to over tighten because you're only putting aluminum into aluminum. You know, there's not much strength there. It's if you strip a fastener when it's on your bike, it's incredibly hard to get off. I've been working it down through. Okay. Next step, we're going to do our pedals today. They're very nice and they have spikes to grab the tread of your shoe. You set it on and crank your pedal backwards. Okay, you let it go right on. A little bit past snug. That's all you need. The recommended tire pressure on this bike is probably close to 50 pounds. All your weight of you and most of the bike rides on your back tire as you roll forward. Here's the controller for the bike. 2-wire hookup. This snaps in and then screws in from the bottom. This does not need to be tight, just snug on there. And really take the time to look at things. See, there's a little groove here, and there's a little groove that rides in, and just make sure they line up. That's all, and then put it, and it just snaps right into place. On the derailleur, you want to make sure that it's straight, not bent to the left or right during shipping. Okay, I see them bent a lot in, or there will be a guard that will be bent into it and will not allow it to shift. The chain tension is usually okay, and the chain alignment we also want to check as well. When we go through the gears, we want to make sure that it hits every gear nice and smooth and comes back to its final point. The cassette should be nice and round and smooth, and when we go through the gears, it should go through them and back effortlessly with very little noise. Back down. The brake levers let's see here. I will probably adjust them out ever so slightly. The screw setting right here, then I can make them even on each side. They probably was not done at the factory. Okay, and then I'll come back and screw this one out a little bit more to match it. Sometimes they're slightly bent or the caliper is slightly out of adjustment, and I need to adjust that so that they don't touch when it turns. And I do that on every bike I build. If I can't get it straight, I have to replace the rotor or parts. Usually I can get it straight. Nice and straight, there's no wobble to it. When it wobbles and touches, you have to either bend the rotor or replace it. And this one seems very good, very good. So when we build a bike, we want to spin the wheel and make sure the wheel is true when it spins and there's not a big wobble in it or it's not touching the fork. We have a truing stand where we can put the wheel in it and we can true it and pull it to the left or to the right as it needs. And we want to make sure when we spin the wheel that we're not hearing the brake pad hit the brake rotor, making scratching noises or grinding noises. When you turn that, you hear the brake rotor touching?
I do.
Okay, that little ticking noise. Okay.
So that little ticking noise means it's out of adjustment.
Right. So that's not unusual for a brand new bike. So we're going to come and I'm going to look at the rotor and I'm going to see if I can find where the rotor and pads are touching. It can be challenging even for me to do. Sometimes I can do it in 2 seconds and sometimes it takes me 15, 20 minutes or longer. Come on, look at that. Adjust that out a little bit. But once we find out where it's touching and we get it right, it's not going to touch anymore.
Now when you turn that screw, what does that do?
It just loosens the caliper so I can adjust it to the left or to the right. See, there's very much distance right in between there. Remember when we spread the front fork open a little bit? This pushes the piston in on each side. Get a little bit of paint off of there. It's paint on paint. It just doesn't want to stay put. It wants to slide. And now we put this back on. We're going to try to recenter it again. I already feel like I have more room. Almost. I have it there, but with a few adjustments, I think we can get it right out. Silent braking again. The last thing you want is to be riding along and hearing your brake rubbing, and now you're wondering, what's that noise? Oh, it's my brake. Is it doing anything to it? Is it ruining it? We're going to adjust our steering and make sure that that is straight. After the installation is complete, and we want to try to start up the bike, you have to wake up the battery. So we're going to plug the charger in for about a minute, and it should wake up the battery. When it's charging, the light will go from green to red while it's charging. When it's complete, it goes back to green again. If you don't have a light, when you plug in your charger, grab this cable and push it in and make sure that's tight. You'll see your light come back on.